वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुभीष्टसुपूरकं गुरुगणैराशीषसम्भूषितं चिन्ताचिन्तसमस्तवेदनिपुणं श्रीरूपपन्थानुगं गोविन्दाभिधम् उज्ज्वलं वर्तनं भक्त्यन्वितं सुन्दरं वन्दे विश्वगुरून् च दिव्यभगवत्प्रेम्णो हि बीजप्रदम् देवं दिव्यतनुं सुचन्द्रवदनं बालार्कचेलाञ्चितं सान्द्रानन्दपूरं सदेकवर्णं वैराग्यविद्याम्बुधिं श्रीसिद्धान्तनिधिं सुभक्तिलसितं सारस्वतानामरं वन्दे तं शुभदं मदेकशरणं नासीश्वरं श्रीधरम्। श्रीसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति विदितो गौडीय गुर्वन्वये भात भानुरिव प्रभात गगने गौरसंकीर्तने मायावादतिमिङ्गिलोदरगतान् उद्धृत्य जीवानिमान् कृष्ण प्रेम सुधाब्दिगहन सुखं प्रदात प्रभुं तं भजे। नमो गौरकिशोराय भक्तावधूतमूर्तये गौराङ्घ्रिपद्मभृङ्गाय राधाभावनिषेविने वन्दे भक्तिविनोदं श्रीगौरशक्तिस्वरूपकं भक्तिशास्त्रज्ञसम्राजं राधारससुधानिधिं गौरव्रजाशिताशेषैर्वैष्णवैर्वन्दविग्रहं जगन्नाथप्रभुं वन्दे प्रेमाब्धिं वृद्धवैष्णवम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरतुसे नमः। जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गुर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदनमोहनौ दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाद श्रीमाद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीगान्धार्वश्रीगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालविसेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थित कर्षणवेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। अथ नत्वा मन्त्रगुरून् गुरून् भागवतार्थदान् व्यासान् जगद्गुरून् नत्वा ततो जयमुदीरये। जय सपरिकर श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधार गोविंद सुंदर पाद पद्मनाम जयस्तु। जय सब परिकर श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जी पाद पद्मनाम जयस्तु। सकल वैष्णव पदे मोर नमस्कार इथे किछु अपराध नाउक आमार कोई अचेन विबेन प्रभुर जतौ भक्तजन वंदना कोरियामी सवार चरण। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणाम माधव प्रभु, to Lavanya Sundari, and to all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, all over the world, serving at the lotus feet of Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswāmī Maharaj, Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Maharaj, and Om Vishnupad Vishwarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Welcome to our Saturday morning Goshti. We're carrying on with our Bhagavad Gītā discussion, and we will pick up from where we paused last week. And before we get to that, Lavanya Sundari will lead us with some kirtan, and then we can pick up from where we paused.
We'll start with page 74.
Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Bandha Mui Savadhanama Te. Jahara prasade bhai e bhavatoriya jai. Jahara prasade bhai e bhavatoriya jai. Krishna prapti hoi jaha hoite. Krishna prapti hoi jaha চিত্তেতে করিয়াইকা
গুরু মুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিত্তেতে করিয়াইক
আরনা করিহ মনে আশা
হরণা করিহ মনে আশা
শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি সেই সে উত্তম গতি
শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি সেই সেই উত্তম গতি
যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্বয়া
প্রসাদে পুরে সর্বশা
যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্বয়াসা
যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্বশা
चक्षुदान दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
चक्षुदान दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
चक्षुदान दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से न दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान विधे प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान विधे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
वेद गाय जहार चरित
वेद गाय जहार चरित
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनारा बंधु
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना
प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादा छाया
प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया
एवे जा सुत्रिभुवना
एवे जा सुत्रिभुवना
धम लोइनो शराना
धम लोइलु शराना
पदे लोइनो शराना
पदे लोइलु शराना
आमी शरणिलाम
शरणिलाम
आमी शरणिलाम
शरणिलाम
अभय श्रीपाद पद्मे शरणिलाम है
अभय श्रीपाद पद्मे
शरणिलाम दया करो है
दया करो
আমায় দয়া করো হে
दया करो है
পতিত পাবন শ্রী গুরুদেব দয়া করো হে
पतित पावन श्री गुरुदेव दया करो है
শ্রী চরণে সেবা দিয়া দয়া করো হে শ্রী চরণে সেবা দিয়া দয়া করো হে শ্রী চরণে স্থান দিয়া দয়া করো হে শ্রী চরণে স্থান দিয়া দয়া করো হে অধম পতিতা জেনে দয়া করো হে
अधम पतित जने दया करो है
গুরুদেব 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 জয় জয় গুরুদেব
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव
Shri Guru-vaiṣṇava Mahātmya-gīti ki jai.
Jai.
Śrīla Narottam Das Thākur ki jai.
Jai.
Okay. Next, we will sing. We'll sing Emona Durmati next, page 164. प्रभु हे मना दुर्मति संसार भितरे पढ़िया चिनुयामी प्रभु हे मना दुर्मति संसार भितरे पढ़िया चिनुयामी तब निज जान कोनो महाजने तब निज जान कोनो महाजने पठाइया दिले तुमी पठाइया दिले तुमी तब निज जान कोनो महाजने तब निज जान कोनो महाजने पठाइया दिले तुमी पठाइया दिले तुमी दया करी मोरे पतिता देखिया कहिल आमारे गिया दया करी मोरे पतिता देखिया कहिल आमारे गिया ओहे दिन जान शुनो भालो कथा ओहे दिन जान शुनो भालो कथा उलसित हबे हिया उलसित हबे हिया तुम्हारे तरीते श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नवद्वीपे अवतार तुम्हारे तरीते श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नवद्वीपे अवतार तुम्हें न कथा दिन ही न जाने तुम्हें न कथा दिन ही न जाने करिले न भव पार करिले न भव पार वेदर प्रतिज्ञा राखिबार तोर रुक्मवर्ण विप्रसूता वेदर प्रतिज्ञा राखिबार तोर रुक्मवर्ण विप्रसूता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माता संगे भाई अवधूता संगे भाई अवधूता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माता संगे भाई अवधूता संगे भाई अवधूता नंदसुता जिनी चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम कोरी दाना नंदसुता जिनी चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम कोरी दाना तारिलो जगत तुमियो जाइया तारिलो जगत तुमियो जाइया लोहनी जा परित्राण लोहनी जा परित्राण से कथा सुनिया आसिया नाथ तुम्हारा चरण तले सुनिया आसिया नाथ तुम्हारा चरण तले भक्ति विनोदा कादिया कादिया भक्ति विनोदा कादिया कादिया अपना काहिनी बोले अपना काहिनी बोले ठाकुर भक्ति विनोदा कादिया कादिया भक्ति विनोदा कादिया कादिया भक्ति विनोदा कादिया कादिया भक्ति विनोदा कादिया कादिया अपना काहिनी बोले अपना काहिनी बोले ए मना दुर्मति संसार भितरे पड़िया चिनुयामी प्रभु हे
मन दुर्मति संसार भितरे पड़िया चिनुयामी।
Okay, and now, so as we celebrated here as well, yesterday was the appearance day of Srila Saraswatī Thākur. So we're going to sing, it's on page 242. It's a beautiful panchakam that Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Maharaj has written for his divine master, Srila Saraswatī Thākur. So this is Shri Daita Das Pranati Panchakam. Bhaya Bhanjana Jaya Shanshana Bhaya Bhanjana Jaya Shanshana Karunayatanayanam Karunayatanayanam Kanakotpala Janako Jvala Kanakotpala Janako Jvala Rasasagar Chayanam Rasasagar Chayanam Mukhari Krita Dharani Tala Hari Kirtana Rasanam Mukhari Krita Dharani Tala Hari Kirtana Rasanam Siti Pāvana Bhavatarana Tihitaruna Vasanam Siti Pāvana Bhavatarana Pihitaruna Vasanam Shubhadodaya Divase Vrisha Ravijani Jadaitam Shubhadodaya Divase Vrisha Ravijani Jadaitam Pranamami Chacharanantika Paricharaka Sahitam Pranamami Chacharanantika Paricharaka Sahitam Sharanagata Bhajana Vrata Chirapalana Charanam Sharanagata Bhajana Vrata Chirapalana Charanam Sukritalaya Saralashaya Sujana Khila Varanam Sukritalaya Saralashaya Sujana Khila Varanam Hari Sadhana Krita Badhana Jana Shasana Kalanam Hari Sadhana Krita Badhana Jana Shasana Kalanam Sachara Chara Karuna Kara Nikhila Shivadalanam Sachara Chara Karuna Kara Nikhila Shivadalanam Shubhadodaya Divase Vrisha Ravijani Jadaitam Shubhadodaya Divase Vrisha Ravijani Jadaitam Pranamami Chacharanantika Paricharaka Sahitam Pranamami Chacharanantika परिचारक सहितम् अतिलौकिक गति तौलिक रति कौतुक वपुषम् अतिलौकिक गति तौलिक रति कौतुक वपुषम् अतिदैवतमति वैष्णव जति वैभव पुरुषम् अतिदैवतमति वैष्णव जति वैभव पुरुषम् सनातन रघुरूपक परमानुगचरितम् सनातन रघुरूपक परमानुगचरितम् सुविचारक इव जीवक इति साधु विरुदितम् सुविचारक इव जीवक इति साधु विरुदितम् शुभदोदय दिवसे विसरविजानि जदयितम् शुभदोदय दिवसे विसरविजानि जदयितम् प्रणमामि च चरणान्तिक परिचारक सहितम् प्रणमामि च चरणान्तिक परिचारक सहितम् सरसीतत सुखदोतज निकट प्रिय भजनम् सरसीतत सुखदोतज निकट प्रिय भजनम् ललिता मुखललनाकुल परम दरय जनम् ललिता मुखललनाकुल परमादरय जनम् व्रजकानन बहुमानन कमला प्रिय नयनम् व्रजकानन बहुमानन कमला प्रिय नयनम् गुणमञ्जरी गरिमा गुण हरिवासन वयनम् गुणमञ्जरी गरिमा गुण हरिवासन वयनम् शुभदोदय दिवसे विसरविजानि जदयितम् शुभदोदय दिवसे विसरविजानि जदयितम् प्रणमामि च चरणान्तिक परिचारक सहितम् प्रणमामि च चरणान्तिक परिचारक सहितम् विमलोत्सवममलोत्कल पुरुषोत्तम जननम् विमलोत्सवममलोत्कल पुरुषोत्तम जननम् पतितो धृति करुणा धृति कृतनूतन पुलिनम् पतितो धृति करुणा धृति कृतनूतन पुलिनम् मथुरापुर पुरुषोत्तम समगौरपुरटनम् मथुरापुर पुरुषोत्तम समगौरपुरटनम् हरिकामक हरिधामक हरिनामक रटनम् हरिकामक हरिधामक हरिनामक रटनम् मथुरापुर पुरुषोत्तम समगौरपुरटनम् मथुरापुर पुरुषोत्तम समगौरपुरटनम् हरिकामक हरिधामक हरिनामक रटनम् हरिकामक हरिधामक हरिनामक रटनम् हरिकामक हरिधामक हरिनामक
रविजानिजदयितं शुभोदय दिवसे वृष रविजानिजदयितं प्रणमामि च चरणान्तिकपरिचारकसहितं प्रणमामि च चरणान्तिकपरिचारकसहितं जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय
प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा
जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा
जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव
जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव
जय श्री भगवान भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय
जय
जय श्रील भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय
जय श्रील भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय beautiful Hare Krishna. Lavanya Sundari Devi ki jai. Beautiful kirtan. Heartful. So we're on chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gītā, Hidden Treasure of the Sweet Absolute, verse 6 we covered last time. And we can chant 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Let's chant till 13. Okay. Karmendriyani sanyamya yasate manasa smaran indriyarthan vimuratma mityachara sauchyate yasta indriyani manasa nyamyaravate arjuna karmendriyai karmayogam asakta sa vishishyate niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajayo hai karmana sharirayatra pichate na prasiddhe karmana yagyarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana
tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara.
Sahayagya praja srishtava purovacha prajapati anena pravisyadhyam eshavostva ishtakamodho devana bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantua parasparam bhavayanta Shreya param avapsyatha Ishtana bhogana hi vo deva Dasayante yagya bhavita Tair dattana apradayebhyo Yomkate steneva Yagya shishthashna santo Mucchante sarvakila vishay Bhunjate te gham papa ye pachantya atmakarana. So let's read the translation, Lavanya, if you could lead us.
One who externally restrains his hands, legs, and other senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, is a fool. Know him to be a hypocrite.
Arjuna, superior is one who, though married, has stabilized his senses and by the mind and engaged to the yoga of selfless action. Let me read that again. O Arjuna, superior is one who, though married, stabilizes his senses by the mind and engaged in the yoga of selfless action.
Perform your prescribed duties, since to be active is better than idleness. Inactive persons cannot even maintain their existence. By giving up fruitive action and performing your obligatory duties, your heart will be purified. Surpassing the plane of renunciation, you will attain pure devotion, transcendental to the mundane plane.
Selfless duty performed as an offering to the Supreme Lord is called yajna, or sacrifice. O Arjun, all action performed for any other purpose is the cause of bondage in this world of repeated birth and death. Therefore, remaining unattached to the fruits of action, perform all your duties in the spirit of such sacrifice. Such selfless action is the way to begin devotional practice, gradually realize the presence of the Lord, and ultimately attain pure devotion transcendental to the modes of material nature. Nirgun Bhakti.
In the beginning, Lord Brahma manifested the prodigy of the world along with the sacrifices. He instructed them thus: take shelter of this religious principle of sacrifice, prosper and flourish. May such sacrifice be the bestower of the things you desire.
Propitiate the gods by sacrifices, and may they satisfy you by bestowing your desired fruits. In this way, through mutual nourishment, you will be the gainers of great auspiciousness.
Propitiated by sacrifices, the gods, my worldly representatives, will bestow upon you all your desired enjoyable things. But one who enjoys what is given by the gods without offering it to them is a thief.
By accepting sacrifices of the universal God, the persons are liberated from all sins arising from violence toward other living entities. But those who prepare food for their own pleasure partake only of sin.
So there's a Loane, would you mind sharing that?
Not at at all.
Huh?
Not at all.
So, in this chapter, like from here on all the way forth, even in following chapters, the Supreme Lord will mention, and even before this, you might recall senses, objects of the senses, and then karma, working senses. So last time we covered that, in a little bit. So what I did was I've made a table, so we can have that, and as we go forward, then we can refer to that. So every time he speaks about the senses, he speaks about objects of the senses, what they are exactly and how they're interrelated, so that in that tabular form, I tried to list them as they are. So, can you have a copy of that? No.
I didn't give it them yet.
And then, so once you have that, I'll just we'll go over it.
You guys want to share a copy? Or should I do-
Or he wants to have it on the phone.
Or you want on the phone, or you want it like this? Paper. Okay.
So here's the 5 knowledge gathering senses in the table on the left, and on the right you have the 5 working senses. So they're 2 separate, first of all. So the 5 knowledge gathering senses are from bottom to top. I'm going nose, tongue, eyes, skin, and ear. So objects of these senses, the knowledge gathering senses, they're called tanamatra, which means the elemental objects of the senses. That's what they seek, or that's what they're made for, which is gandha, smell, rasa, taste, rupa, form, sparsha, touch, and shabda, sound. So from gross to subtle. And then the corresponding elements, which are called the Panch Mahabhut, are also listed, from gross to the subtlemost. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because at the time of creation, that's how it rolls out. That's how they come into being. And by this, you can see that you remember Guru Maharaj and Gurudev constantly saying that you're part of an organic whole. It's an organic whole, like the environment, you're part of the environment. The environment is an organic whole. So you can see here how we are connected to the environment at a really elemental level. Because when all of these network, then they form the reality that we perceive and experience. So the experiential material reality is made up of this network of senses.
Otherwise there wouldn't be one. Right. Okay.
And it's with the desires and with a particular frame of reference that we have, each individual has, they perceive it in their own way. By the mind, by the intelligence, by the false ego. Those are the principles of analysis. So these are inputs, networking, and there's an interplay, and then they input, and then that information is processed, analyzed, and then experience gathered from there. And from the subtle rolls down the next one. So first is sound, or first is ether, then from ether comes air, from air comes fire, from fire comes water, from water comes earth. Okay? And at the time of dissolution, it's the reverse. Earth folds up into water, water folds up into fire, fire folds up into air, air folds up into ether.
And now we have the mechanics.
And these will be referred to throughout the text as we go through. So you'll have a clear reference every time there's like, see, the senses are seeking their objects. What does that mean? So it means this: skin, touch; eyes, form; tongue, taste; nose, smell; ear, sound. So now let's get back to the text where he says, now when you read it says, one who externally restrains his hands, legs, and other senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects. Do you know the sense objects now? At the very elemental level?
Sure.
So those are the sense objects that are listed. And the combinations thereof, permutations, combinations thereof, because they all network, is a fool, know him to be a hypocrite. The more clear now?
Very clear.
Okay.
And, it's a sad situation. You're a hypocrite. It's living a lie. You end up kind of neurotic. And living a sad life.
True. So true progress, that's why in verse 7 he says, superior is one who has stabilized senses by the mind and engaged in the yoga of selfless action. So they have stabilized, they have understood, and they're engaging in yoga of selfless action.
When I first read the word stabilized, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. It makes more sense now.
And verse 8 says, perform your prescribed duties, since to be active is better than being idle. Because it's not in our nature to be not active. You know, it's our constitutional nature to be active, to be engaged, and to aspire for a situation where we're inactive, or to pretend that we're not active is not healthy. That's why. So action is important. So performing your duties that you must perform, your heart will be purified, and then surpass the plane of renunciation. You will attain pure devotion, where everything, all action, all movement is for the center, is for their pleasure. Then everything is good. Now here in verse 9, I think, he first introduces this yajna.
Yeah.
So now he's introduced this principle of sacrifice also. It's important because sacrifice, that principle will go finer and finer all the way, but we begin from here at the level of action. So here sacrifice is understood as foregoing some amount of enjoyment / exploitation for a higher cause. Very simply said. So we do some, a little bit by bit, and then one gets to understand what is sacrifice. Then there is sacrifice on subtle levels, at the level of Gyan.
We give it your prestige.
So when one is subtly situated, then, yes. And then highest is when one is like sacrifices oneself entirely. So that sacrifice, that principle goes all the way. So it begins here. Very important. That's why I said, Yagyarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanat. Loko yam karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kaunte mukta sanga samachara. So, this is the cause of action that does not involve that principle of sacrifice, is a cause of bondage and suffering brought upon by the entity on one's own self.
Yeah, entanglement.
Yes.
The word that comes to mind.
Yeah. So you're implicated more and more by dint of exploiting. So action, essentially by that table, how it's happening is the senses are going after the objects of the senses in various permutations and combinations, propelled by the three modes of nature in the background. And the mind, intelligence, ego, false ego, they process it, and good and bad, right and wrong, and they keep the entity keeps getting implicated, but they don't understand how action is happening.
The root of that is in the duality within words. Words are good or bad. Each word is the contrary of the opposite.
So factually the thing is, by this, you mull on it, you kind of contemplate that, you will come to know that you're not the doer. The modes are impelling one, driven by desires. That's all those separate interests, and in this network of senses and objects, one is lost. One is impelled by the senses.
Complete.
And then one keeps getting more and more implicated. And it's an endless loop, so you can't get out. Unless...
It's also the false identification that we are words.
All of this works only under false identification.
Yeah. We're deluded ourselves by believing in words. I am this, I am that, and we're none of those things.
Yeah.
And the whole system also is built on the
So inside and out, it's all the same. Like you see in that, then it's, how do you extricate yourself? It's not possible. So that's why this whole process is important. So slowly now introducing sacrifice.
Yeah.
So now it will make more and more sense as we try and see how we can implement all of this.
Even in the way we breathe is wrong. Because the breath is coming in and breathe us. We're not breathing. Even they say that you have certain quantity of inhalation and exhalation already predestinated within the body. It comes in and frees you. So even that, if we're not aware of all the details, principles, then we're really lost.
Yeah. That's why it's good to come together and study, and then try and meditate, whenever we can, and then offer some service, and so then things get more orderly internally, and then we see how we're part of the organic system. Because in our upbringing, whether it be India or whether it be America, England, or South America, wherever, any country, any place, there is no knowledge system that teaches this, that how you are part organically of this entire system, creation, which is an organic whole. We are always envisioning ourselves and treating ourselves as disconnected, as just one unit that is out to exploit everything that is at our disposal.
I'm just visiting here to do some shopping.
I'll pick what I like, and what I don't like, I don't care.
We refer to that as a unified organic unit.
Exactly. We're part of a complete whole. And that is organically interrelated, all the elements.
Harmoniously.
So let's begin with our organic first, and harmony will follow. But so each one of us is disconnected. We never feel what we read. Do we ever feel organically like that? Like all my senses and how it's all connected with the elements?
We don't have the dynamics that connected. We get connected tissue.
And here it's scientifically given.
Yeah.
It's not something which is, you can see it, you can perceive it, and you can actually meditate, and you can come to that.
It gives you awareness, the sensitivity, the intuition, all kind of different qualities of consciousness. Kind of like, wake up, jig-jag.
Because all of this action is just happening under the false ego by the three modes. Jeev Jago is because you're sleeping. We're like comatose. So therefore, this orientation, the fundamentals are so important. So we keep reading the senses and the objects of the senses, and so now we know exactly Gandha, Rasa, Rupa, Sparsha, Shabda. These are the five Tanamatra, or the elemental objects of the senses. This is what the senses run toward. Connected with the five elements, the Panchamahabhut, Bhumi, Apa, Anala, Vayu, Kham. And Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, mind, intelligence, ego, they are the processing units. They're subtler. But these five And then the 5 working senses. So you have actually 20 principles right here, because categories of 5, there's 4 categories of 5 here. So that's total 20. Mind, intelligence, ego, that's 23. And then the living entity. Modes, time, used for the activation by the activating principle, which is the supreme entity. And then that constitutes the Mahatattva at creation. All of these are in potentiality, they're there. And then time coils out when its awareness is activated at that time. So all of this information of how this world began, how all of this actually rolled out, people have spent so much of energy, so much of time, so much of resources trying to how did the Big Bang happen? You can't do that because it was before awareness even came into being. Only the super subject can reveal that. Because nothing was there, not even awareness. Secondary awareness, as in this world, it wasn't there. So how would you use your secondary awareness to come to a point of how that awareness came about? It's not possible.
No, this is not way to adjust.
So you come to the Vedas and then everything is available. Because this is super subjective. How the individual elements are together, how they're forming, and then awareness is activated, secondary awareness is activated.
If the instrument is not aligned with the object that is studied, you cannot focus into what you're doing. It's all fuzzy, covered.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the result will be confusion and misidentification, error.
All error. So whatever they may try to find for whatever depth they might go to, it'll always end up in error.
Yeah.
And if one by surrender simply comes to the plane of this.
It's very important, the surrender aspect, if it's not the most important. And that surrender is the understanding that as I am, I don't have the capacity and the alignment to be able to perceive reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of that. Saying after I'm tuning in the tunes in the scriptures, you do it this to the right.
So only by surrender, by grace, by mercy, that understanding and vision, that higher vision can be imparted unto us so that we can come to know and we can come to conceptualize, we can see. Otherwise not. By my own endeavor, by my own abilities, never. It's not possible. Huh? That's why it's...
That's what the seva comes into it. Because then you are connecting. It comes from like they say, if you do the teachers, you're not doing the teachers, you're cleaning your heart. You are like taking all the impurities out of your heart. And when you serve the deities, your consciousness
is so the right now awareness is implicated in all of this network, like Sharir Avidya Jal, Avidya. This is like nescience. So it's caught up in all of these things by filtering through false ego, and then the modes acting with our desires in the background, and lost in this network of senses. And so this is material existence.
Me.
Huh? technically this is material existence. So in material existence, then there is no way out. By one's own capability.
Also association enter into that.
Association
Sangha.
that is part of grace actually. If you see, sadhu sangha one doesn't get without grace. Only by grace one gets Sukriti is merit. I would say ahetuki kripa, like causeless mercy.
And to tap into our own original innocence, which is available to us at any moment, and nature can provide us with the inspiration to remember it. We have to have that sort of state of mind where we are not assuming we know everything already. And so if we go like that, then so many doors open so gently, the wind is at our back, and the sun is rising in our eyes.
I see all those in my awakening in life. I see that every aspect have pointed toward take me out, merciful, take me out of the pool of nation. Here it is, don't get attached to the product of your action, and in the action, don't be identified with the action, not even with the product of the action. So there's so many details that are pointing me back into, I don't know, it's a mercy.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that way in comparison with any other knowledge that we get in philosophy or any other studies. They accumulate things. This is like cleansing, like putting away all the hindrances.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it takes so much sacrifices because of the cover that I come with. I have to cleanse and like if I go like 4 years ago and reading the Gita, I didn't have any clue of this, not even one clue. And then with the years and the things, now any little one sentence. Before it's like a whole chapter and I have no clue. Now one sentence. It's so saturated.
Yeah.
It has so much in it.
Once you start to feel that, then it's real. Then you go like, well, I used to remember all these verses and say them, but I don't really know what they meant.
Yeah.
And now I'm reading like one line and it means so much to me. So that's by Kripa, to come in touch with that flow. And so for that we're always thankful to our masters for preserving that, for allowing us to connect and be part of that merciful family. Yeah. So, like that we go step by step by step, and then it makes more and more sense. Things become more clear. And as we help ourselves, then we can also extend that to others.
Which is the highest honor you can get.
So, like that. We can do, if you want, we can do verse 14. 14 and 15 together, these are important. So let's do 14 and 15. Actually, we can do 16 also, 14, 15 and 16. Let's chant them. Annāda bhavanti bhūtāni parjanyadanna sambhava jagyāda bhavanti parjanyo yagya karma samudbhava karma brahmoda bhavam vidhi brahmaksharam samudbhavam tasmād sarvagatam brahma nityam yagye pratishthitam evam pravartitam chakram nanvartayatihaya aghayur indriyaramo mogam partha sajivati. Hey, would you like to, Lavanya?
The living beings' bodies are manifest from food. Food is manifest due to rain. Rainfall ensues from the performance of sacrifice. And action is the cause of sacrifice.
Indra is the one.
Action is prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas originate in Akshara, the imperishable. Therefore, the all-pervading imperishable Lord is ever present within the acts of sacrifice offered to Him.
O Arjuna, one who does not respect the natural causal cycle leads a life of sin, enjoying the senses in vain.
So with yajna, one has to recognize the causal cycle. So that yajna was introduced, that sacrifice concept. And now here he is giving an entire one of the cycles which is relevant to the plane of action. Annāda bhavanti bhūtāni, right? Parjanyadanna sambhava yagyāda bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhava. So this is an entire cycle. So verse what is this, 14? Let's read that one more time. The living beings' bodies are manifest from food. Anna means actually grains. So annāda bhavanti bhūtāni. So they are manifest from food. Food is manifest due to rain. Without rain, there is no crops. No matter how much you irrigate, you still depend on rain. Rainfall ensues from the performance of sacrifice. Parjanyad anna sambhava yagyāda bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhava. And yagya and action is the cause of sacrifice. What is causing sacrifice? Action. So you have to know this causal cycle. And if one who doesn't is just simply living in vain. Action is prescribed. Now what action? That is prescribed in the Vedas. So one pulls back, knowing all of this network of nations, knowing how the modes are acting, that goes, I need some frame of reference how to act, because this is crazy. Then that reference you get from the Vedas. Like, okay, that's how you act. So those are the prescribed duties. That's why they're important. And they have originated from Akshara, which is the imperishable. So they have been given down. Therefore, all-pervading, imperishable Lord is ever present within the acts of sacrifice offered to Him. Because He's ultimately the one. Even if you're offering it to the demigods. He's the one who's pervading even the demigods, the entire process, and you. So one becomes cognizant of how even that transaction is happening. Ultimately, he is always in the background. You see? So even if one says, no, my Ishtadev is such and such, or my, and then they're very kind to me, Indra or whoever. Well, who is making that connection? It's him. It's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His various potencies, his expansions through various agencies, but it's him. Without him, even that would not be possible. And he says, Arjuna, one who does not respect this natural causal cycle, which means if you cannot contemplate and come to this understanding, I have to respect it, then you just lead a life of sin, which means you're pretty much responsible, for everything that you're doing, and that means trouble.
All the misery you can get.
And enjoying the senses in vain, and then you enjoy your senses in vain. So as we go through this things, by carefully studying, and we can get more clarity and depth into everything which is being explained to us in a step-by-step format. Should we pause here?
Sure, let's do some.
Okay. So we'll pause at action is within the acts of sacrifice offered to him, which is, we did till 15? No.
We did till
16. 16? Mm-hmm. Okay, so next session we'll begin from 17. Any comments or anything that you'd like to say?
I keep getting a vision of a hammer hitting a nail and making sure that nail is holding the whole structure up. The more we study, the stronger our faith and our inner temple is being built. It's being certified.
Jai. That is it. That is the purpose, and if you're doing that, that's awesome. Jai. Śrīla Bhakti Pāvan Janārdhan Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai, Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad Maharaj. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
The camera sees you too.
Oh boy.
Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
¿Cómo están? Bien. ¿Cómo están todos?
How are you?
Bien.
Oh,
Bien.
I just finished with a Zoom meeting in Spanish for about 2 hours. I'm still speaking Spanish.
Whatever you speak, it's nectar, Maharaj.
Sometimes. Maybe. Very good. Nice. This is very nice too. Look
Where
at
are you
this.
going, Maharaj? The camera's following you.
We had some notes for today.
Look at this.
I'm always gathering senses with objects and corresponding elements working sense. Ear, sound, shabd. This guy. Nice.
Because he's in chapter 3, he's
Ether, air, fire, water, earth. And then, no, smell. Tongue. And then comes mind.
intelligence and ego. Those are not in the chart.
The more subtle ones.
Yeah. Chapter 3, and from chapter 3 he starts talking about these things.
Did you guys bring this camera?
Yes,
Yes, Maharaj.
That's nice.
It's following you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Is your health good?
Yes, Maharaj. Mercy. So we're on like chapter 3. We just did like till verse 16, and one of the verses I know Swami Maharaj used to say that annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhava yagyad bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhava. That cycle of it says here, action, the living beings' bodies are manifest from food, anna, and then food is manifest due to rain, and rainfall ensues from performance of sacrifice, and action is the cause of sacrifice. So he explains that cycle, the causative cycle, which
Rain is produced by sacrifice.
and he mentioned that several times in his discourses.
That's why when we would do a yajna, if it rained that day, it was very good.
Yeah.
And if it was sunny and it rained, even nicer. And then it was the vrishti.
Put the that little mic next to him.
Why not?
So you have two cameras going?
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj.
Give you vrishti,
Oh.
divine rain.
And
And
then
it's sunny out and it's raining. When it's sunny and raining, it's
sunny
very
and
nice.
yeah.
So, yesterday we had the appearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And today yesterday was the appearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and today is the appearance of Bhakti Saranga Goswāmī Maharaj.
Please honor him a little bit, Maharaj, if you.
Yeah. When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked that persons would go to the West to preach Mahaprabhu's mission in the West. And that was also because in India so many people were looking towards the West as if there was something that they were more advanced, they were more civilized, etc. Although, it was summed up nicely when somebody asked Gandhi, what do you think of Western civilization? He said, I think it would be a good idea. But they used to think because there was some technological advancement in the West, people would think, oh, India's primitive. But so Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted to revive the original consciousness and culture of India, which is, Krishna consciousness, or understanding our relationship with, the divine mercy of the Lord, Shishira and Krishna was given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Saraswati, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Guru Maharaj's Prabhupada Jivanamrita, he dedicates the book of Prabhupada Jivanamrita, the work of Prabhupada Jivanamrita, he dedicates to the Ishtadeva, the Gora Saraswati, which is the personified message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, the personified message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thākur, we all know that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was asked to go to the West, and he fulfilled that order. Many others were also asked the same way. Among them was Pāvan Maharaj, Bhakti Śrīmad Goswāmī Maharaj, and Bhakti Śrīmad Goswāmī Maharaj was a senior man in the mission. But he used to come to Śrīla Maharaj's Vyas Puja, and Śrīla Guru Maharaj would go to his Vyas Puja also, and Śrīla Bhakti Śrīmad he'd get another year of life. So, but he, after Śrīla Saraswati Thakur left this world, when he was leaving, he asked that Śrīla Guru Maharaj would chant Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. Now people will hear the mistakes I make. So he asked that Śrīla Maharaj would sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. And Śrīla Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj put it this way. He said that Śrīla Maharaj was more a dancer than a singer. But he was hesitant to sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, and seeing that hesitation, another person present there who later would become Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, he began singing, and then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur stopped him and said, "I'm not interested just in the tune or the melody. I want Śrīla Maharaj to sing." So then Guru Maharaj sang Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, and everyone present felt that they were seeing a transfer of the responsibility for the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya to Śrīla Maharaj from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then many persons would go to Śrīla Maharaj, and among them was Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, although he was actually senior to Srila Guru Maharaj, but he took sannyas mantra from Srila Maharaj. And at one point he's offering his dandavat pranams to Srila Maharaj, and Govinda Maharaj said, "Why are you offering to him when you are senior to him?" And then Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj said, "You do not know what is in the sannyas mantra, because it's actually mantra, worship all the way up to Srimati Radharani." So anyway, many persons were asked to go to the West and preach, and Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj went there also. We heard one time that they were I guess it was in England, they were so poor that they couldn't even pay for gas to cook food. I can say I know a little bit of what that was, because when we were in France in the beginning, we had no money to pay for gas, and it was winter. We'd take cold showers in the middle of the winter, and we didn't have any gas to cook with, so we would go next door to some people next door actually were Muslims, and we would take our own pots and they would allow us to cook there. But he had no money for cooking or anything. So then somebody sent a donation to him by a money order or something. It came to him, but he didn't. It came in, I guess, his spiritual name, and he needed to cash that check. But he went into where he was going to cash the check. That day, there's some article about him in the newspaper. Mentioned him as Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, and that had his picture. So then he showed them the picture and everything, and they cashed the check. Yeah. And anyway, he took shelter of Śrīla Srīdhar Maharaj, and he used to come to Guru Maharaj's Vyas Puja, and Guru Maharaj would also go. And when he was building a temple in Mayapur, which is where we go every year, we go to that's the place Sri Nandanacharya Bhavan is, where Mahaprabhu met with Sri Nityananda Prabhu. That was the temple of Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, and he wanted to build a small temple. He also worshipped Gaur Nityananda, but he wanted to build a small temple, and Guru Maharaj said, "No, you are so prominent in our mission. You must." And then Guru Maharaj plotted out the size of the temple that it had to be built, and he made the temple of that size. So anyway, the relationship between Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thākur and Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj and Śrīla Srīdhar Maharaj, a very close relationship of Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj with Guru Maharaj. Anyway, today is his divine appearance day. He appeared on this day, and yesterday was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day. So very special days. Now we've gone many festivals in these days. We went through a festival of, Advaitacharya's appearance, Nityananda Trayodasi, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's. Yeah, it was very. So, and in a week or so we're going to India. We're going to India.
Oh, really?
And it was very nice. Like, it was my birthday, and someone. I don't know why, but I just said, we need some Lakshmi, we need some money to purchase the land, and it's actually in Madhyadvip, and Nariya Maharaj is off, and one person donated all the money, so that was very nice. He was there, he heard we need help, and he donated everything. That was very nice. So anyway, now the land has been purchased and registered, and they're building. Every day that goes up higher and higher. They're building with bricks, and they're building 30 rooms, and Nariya Maharaj says they're going to have 60 beds there. And yeah, so auspicious beginning. And then maybe, hopefully, get everything arranged, and then maybe start building the temple. First the guest house. First thing built will be the guest house. Then the temple and everything. But it's very nice. So I didn't know where it was, but some devotees explained that to me. Whereas I thought it was going towards, I thought it was going towards Krishnanagar, but it's not. It's actually going towards so Madhyadvip is going beyond the railway station there at Navadvip, going further in that direction. And I believe Srila Guru Maharaj said there was no temple in Madhyadvip, really. And first, Sagar Maharaj had purchased the land of nectar there, but this is further beyond the rail gate and everything. So, but now there'll be a temple in Madhyadvip. It'll be nice, and anyway, yeah, it'll be very auspicious, I think. An auspicious occurrence. We're looking forward to that. And here we have these classes every Saturday. Very nice. And Radharani didn't come. She was a little ill. So, okay, I'm going to go back before I start speaking more Spanish.
Thank you for your mercy for dropping in. Auspicious.
Well, we had a nice festival last night, and now Abba's in the kitchen cooking. And
The party continues.
okay, my Dandavana's here. Give this to.
Janārdhan Maharaj ki
Jai.
Yeah, I got it. There you go.
I'm going to go on the other side.
Okay.
All right, you can. Jai Om Vishnupad. Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswāmī Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Srīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwarena Śrīla A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pāvan Janārdhan Maharaj ki jai.
Jairam Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhari
Yuki jai.
From the assembled devotees ki
Jai. Nitai Gopimanandi. Haribo.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
For mercy.
Jai.
For mercy. No other reason to do that.
Pure mercy.